Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. Today, we bring you the episode completely as post-com. That's because I was suffering from a headache earlier, and so I thought to myself, I'll just play the games without having to worry too much about commentary, and then I can condense it and make it into sort of like a 15-minute commentary rather than sort of talking for half an hour, 45 minutes or whatnot, just to kind of save myself. Like I mentioned, had a bit of a headache, so I thought we'd do a one-off episode where we do it like this instead. I know you guys prefer the live commentary, and I assure you it will be back for the next episode in the series. But today, we bring you 5 games, and those games are stacked with chances and goals, starting with this one here against Fulham, and after only 5 minutes, we were ahead. Ryan Fraser is about to show you a masterclass today. Let me just say that. This guy is just so important to this Bournemouth team, and we already got to see it here. Like I said, 5 minutes in against Fulham, who have been struggling for results this season, so we should be winning this game quite comfortably. We also had another opportunity, again Ryan Fraser with it, trying to find a second goal after only 11 minutes. This time it was saved well by the goalkeeper, but you could see there was an abundance of chances, and as Fulham lost the ball here going forward, Calvin Phillips picking it up. It was sprayed up towards the feet of Wilson. Wilson off to Fraser. He's bearing down on goal. I could have gone with the shot. Instead, though, saw the easy pass, the sweaty goal, if you will, towards James Maddison. I call it a tap-in and a goal secured. I'm sure other people would have different outlooks on that type of finish, but it was 2-0 Bournemouth, and I just saw this being, I guess, a thumping pretty much for Fulham. Like I said, they've struggled for results this season, and for us, coming into this game, I think we were like 6 or 7 points behind Manchester City at the top of the table, so it was imperative that we kind of clawed those points back. And 22 minutes in, we come up with this move to really showcase what we can do here at Bournemouth. Just take a look at this. I think there was only 1 or 2 times where we didn't play two-touch football in this move. It ends with Ryan Fraser picking up the ball on the edge of the area and curling it home. There was a touch of the goalkeeper, but it was not quite enough to push it behind. And actually, we timed the finish with Ryan Fraser to perfection. It was pushed onto the post and ended up in the back of the net. But that move started with us having a free kick, which our goalkeeper took. And like I said, there was about, two touches for the majority of the move, apart from 2 moments. I think it was Chilwell when he was running down the left-hand side, and then when Fraser actually scored the goal. Other than that, it was like 2-touch passing, which was sensational to watch. Half an hour into the game, already 3-0 in front. Fraser's just using this pace so damn effectively, and he gets in again and smashes it towards that near post like he did for his first goal. It's a hat-trick for Ryan Fraser. It's Fulham 0, Bournemouth 4, and it's just a joy to watch. Some of the stuff that we are doing here at Bournemouth, the football we are playing at times, is so good. It's title-worthy football, but then we can do this, and then we can lose a game against Wolves 2-1, where we dominate the game and end up just throwing it away. So our form is what we've got to be consistent with. We have to be consistent. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to win league titles. And at this current time as well, like I said, we were 6 points or so off of Manchester City. So every game for us is about trying to get those points back. And a 4-0 final score here from game number 1 with Ryan Fraser picking up the match ball as well. What a performance it was from him. But that masterclass doesn't finish there, my friends, because he continued it into the next game. And just to show you as well, a 10-match rating, a full 10. He could not have got any higher in the score. But after that, we took on Monaco in the Champions League. I believe this is the 5th game of our group stage. And at this current time as well, we had an opportunity to secure top seed if results went our way elsewhere. A short corner from Martin Ødegaard, back towards Ryan Fraser, and he curled it in the bottom corner. Like I said, a Fraser masterclass today, and he's showing you it again in this game. What a finish this is, by the way. It started with him, like I said, the short corner. And I honestly didn't really think we were going to get the shot with Ryan Fraser. I was just looking to maybe play a quick 1-2 and then get a cross in. But as soon as we returned the ball to Fraser with Ødegaard, the space was just there to be run into. He does, and he finds the finish as well. And there's absolutely nothing the Monaco goalkeeper could have done to stop this. It's just perfect from Fraser, straight into that bottom corner like an arrow. And you can see my reaction there as well as we took the lead here in this game. And I actually felt pretty confident about things. I was thinking, if we can win this, and like I mentioned, results go our way elsewhere, we will be top seed. And at this time, I felt like there was more chances in the game as well for us. Chilwell down this left-hand side as he drives at Monaco, sends the near post cross in. Joshua King tries to find an angle to kind of get it through, but it was a good save by the goalkeeper, and then it was Monaco's turn to have a couple of opportunities. This one, how about that from Benitez? And I know I said we've got a FRASER Masterclass coming up, but Benitez as well, I have to give a lot of credit over to him for today's games because he was brilliant in this episode as well. An opportunity to find a second goal here just before half-time. Lewis Cook with an open goal, but it was a very tough chance, and it went wide after Joshua King forced a save from the goalkeeper. I've got no idea what Joe Gomez was doing up here, but the pick out from Cook with the ball over the top was brilliant. The finish is not quite there for Joe Gomez. It would have been nice to see him score, but yeah, he just couldn't quite hit the target. And then with Ødegaard finding possession off towards Ortega, quick 1-2. And how about that from Matthias Ortega? A first Bournemouth goal for the youngster. And what a way to get it. It was a really nice move. And the chip over the goalkeeper. Sensational stuff. And like I mentioned, it's his first goal for the club. So if he's doing that for his first goal, I have high hopes for this kid. I mentioned earlier on, or if you've seen the Road to Glory career mode, I mentioned like in the first episode, I wanted to find a Riera Canadell and Ollie Hill in that series. Zorte has got a lot about him that makes me think he might be one of the regens for us to remember from this series. What a goal it was. The game itself, though, we were comfortable. It was 2-0 at this stage. Ødegaard through to Zortea. He was feeling it. He wanted a second goal. Unfortunately, the keeper was equal to this shot here, which would deny him that second goal. Monaco with another chance late on in this game after a nice run from Benacer. Really good, actually, as he fights for possession. And Benitez again says, no. This is my goal. It's my clean sheet. You're not having it. You're not getting a goal for free. Like I said, he's in really good form in this episode as well. Gets his, I believe it was a left hand up to make that save. And there was one last opportunity, I think, one last opportunity from the game. It fell our way. Ødegaard down the right-hand side. He tries to cut it back on the left foot, just about manages it. And then some really good feet by Joshua King as he spins in the box, tries to go to the near post. Goalkeeper met it, made the save, and that was pretty much it. Monaco 0. Bournemouth 2, another victory in the Champions League group stage for us. And after that one, it was about waiting to see how it had gone elsewhere in the Napoli game. Because if we had won this one and they failed to win, we were through as top seed into the knockout rounds of the Champions League. And Ryan Fraser, there you go, one shot, one goal. Came away from that game to check out the league table. There it is for anybody wondering. But the main reason was to show you the Champions League. And here it was. Napoli failed to beat Besiktas. They picked up their first points of the Champions League group stage. Besiktas in drawing with them, which now in fact means we are through as top seed from the group. We secured it. It probably won't make too much of a difference because most of the teams that are playing Champions League football are all pretty good. But yeah, it was nice to sort of secure that top seed. Following on from that game, it was West Ham United. A tricky fixture, this one. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to go. But we started off the game, again, very strongly like we were in the first two games. Fraser with an opportunity there. Half a chance, he looked at it, but you don't want to be giving Ryan Fraser that sort of time and space. If you're West Ham United, you don't want to be giving him opportunities like that. Just after the half an hour mark, Fernandinho breaking down the left, found Fraser. Fraser into the penalty area of West Ham, pulls it back towards Wilson, who gets the shot away, but a great save by Fabianski was enough to stop us having an opportunity. And there was far less chances in this game than there'd been in the previous two. West Ham defensively were pretty good during this one. That to show you there. Wilson, great turn, gets the shot away. And there was one of the defenders sort of putting his body on the line, making the block. And with 12 minutes to go, David Brooks towards Thiago Almada. Almada back to Brooks. Brooks looking for a new opportunity himself. And that was pretty much shows you we just weren't at the races here against West Ham. When we did get a chance or two, we were sort of dragging our shots wide, not quite connecting as much as we'd hoped. Zortea off the bench trying to make something happen. His shot was blocked again by West Ham. So, unfortunately, our winning run came to an end. But it's not a bad result, a 0-0 draw against West Ham. But what it does mean is if that Manchester City had won, they would move to 8 points clear. And as I show you the table, that's exactly what happened. So after 14 league games, we are in 4th place. Manchester City are top with an 8-point gap towards us. Down the bottom end, you can kind of see what's going on there as well. So that's not ideal. You know, 8 points already after 14 games. Liverpool and Spurs also above us. We were struggling really to make things happen. And I actually got it wrong as well because I thought there was 5 games today. There is actually only 4. Southampton being the last game that I'm going to be showing you in this one. So yeah, apologies for that. It was 4, not 5, my mistake. Although, we were looking to get back to winning ways after that draw, and Fraser, after 8 minutes, showcased what he's been doing so far all episode, cutting in on that right foot and trying to make it happen. And all of a sudden here, Southampton were under so much pressure. They just could not break out. Phillips picks up the ball, drives it across. Not a great touch by Gunn in goal. Straight to the feet of David Brooks, who smashed it home and made it Bournemouth 1, Southampton 0 at St Mary's. So, good start to the game, and it continued. Maddison, great little turn here to get inside on the right foot. Tries to find a through ball towards Wilson. Back heel to Fraser. Fraser back to Wilson. Lovely 1-2. Gets it off back to Fraser. No mistake with a finish. You expect whenever Fraser's in that position now, he's just going to score it. So, 2-0 here. Southampton beginning to crumble at home. And if you guys have seen it, obviously Leicester recently had beaten them 9-0 at St Mary's. So I was thinking to myself, can we kind of match it? Is there a way that we can sort of get ourselves to that kind of level? 9-0 would be an unbelievable result. Although the goal of the episode would have gone Southampton's way had Adams' strike actually gone in and not come back off the post. A very frustrating moment for Southampton, but this is how good we are at turning defence into attack, because from a Southampton chance, we went up the other end and we ended up scoring our 3rd goal in the game. Fraser off to Wilson, and a great finish by Callum Wilson makes it 3-0. Straight from Southampton, hitting the post. We wasted no time at all, and we were on the front foot. Like I said, you know, at counter-attacking moves in this series, we have been so good with them, and it seems to be the case. Whenever we are put on the back foot, we turn defence into attack so quickly. We did it here, and Callum Wilson, all credit to him for that finish. It was brilliant. And in the second half, we did not let off the pace. Fraser again at the heart of most things Bournemouth. Gets it off to Maddison. Maddison in behind. Finds the 4th goal. And I believe as well at this stage, I was thinking, okay, now it's time to make a couple of changes. As this must have hurt, by the way, for James Maddison. He did a back heel. Oh, sorry, a backflip, not a back heel. A backflip onto concrete. So, yeah, that must have hurt him. But, like I said, at that point, I was thinking about some changes. I eventually did make those changes. Ryan Fraser looking for another one for himself. Would have got it too, had it have not been for the post. But there was one more chance for Maddison before he was to go off. And he actually had the ball in the back of the net, but Gunn got a touch on the chip, but it still went in anyways. But the offside flag saved Southampton, rightfully so as well. But then came the treble change. Almada, King, and Zortea all coming on. And I didn't edit this out because it took a matter of minutes for the next chance to appear. Great winner by Joe Gomez towards Phillips. Phillips off towards Almada. Almada into the feet of Zortea. Zortea, he doesn't do easy goals, my friends. He doesn't do the simple ones that you like to see. He's a bit like Zlatan. He only does the crazy goals. He already chipped the Monaco goalkeeper in his Champions League game. And he's just come here against Southampton. And on the half volley, smashed it in the top corner. Zortea doesn't do easy goals. What a first touch as well it was by him. It made it Southampton 0. Bournemouth 4, 20 minutes from time. Southampton put together a fantastic move. Harrison Reed with the shot, but again, Benitez with the save. And you can see as well his reaction there. Honestly, he deserves his clean sheets. That's exactly what he's going to get from this one as well. A fantastic way to end off the episode. We smashed Fulham. We smashed Southampton. We got a good win against Monaco, but just couldn't quite do it against West Ham United. So it's been a really good episode for us. 3 wins, 1 draw. And I admit that at the start of this season, finishing second in the last season of the Premier League, I thought maybe we could go on and potentially win a league title. But then the resurgence of the Premier League teams from last season, of course, it had the bug where the team selection wasn't quite right. That's now been patched. And you're seeing it. Spurs are in the top 4. Man City. I'm trying to work out who the other team is as well. I can't quite remember. But yeah, the resurgence of those teams have just kind of come up out of nowhere. Liverpool, sorry, is the other team. So I was maybe a bit foolish to think that we could win a league title, and we simmed the final group stage game against Napoli. It was a 2-2 draw. I didn't need to play it. The result was irrelevant. We were already through as top seed. Messi's won the player of the year for this particular season. It very briefly popped up on your screen as well, so if you wanted to see that, there it was. I did go back into the news article to check it out, but unfortunately I couldn't find it. So yeah, but Messi was the player of the year. This is the table to end off today's episode. City topping it, 15 games in, undefeated so far. Like I mentioned, we are 8 behind them, so a lot of work to do moving forward. Fulham down in 13th, Southampton down in 16th. So you can kind of see that. The draw for the Champions League knockout rounds has not been made yet. I thought it might have done, but there is confirmation that we finished top in our group. We await to see who we get in that first knockout round. But like I said, with Champions League football, it largely does not matter whether or not you play second seed or first seed from another group. They're all pretty good teams, so we have to try our best against any team that we get. And just to show you as well, Ryan Fraser for today is definitely my player of the episode. Here is his growth, and he's also in the top 3 for the top scorers of the Premier League. If you want to check out any stats in more detail, just pause it on whichever bit you guys want. But for now, that is going to bring us to a close today. A massive thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, a massive thank you as well for all of your support on the channel. Just one video on this Saturday, but it's going to be the career mode. I'll be back again, hopefully, with a double upload for you tomorrow. Until then, have a great Saturday evening. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Adios.